Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and today I'm here with the UAG Plasma, Pathfinder, and Monarch cases for iPhone 11 Pro. All three models are mil-spec certified, provide solid protection, are reasonably grippy, and are designed to stay looking good over time. They do have their differences, however. Let's check them out in a bit more detail on my iPhone 11 Pro in silver. Starting off with the UAG Pathfinder case, this is quite a lightweight case, relatively rigid in construction. This is a polycarbonate and TPU case. Has an interesting design to it. We've got a hard exterior, and then the interior has a bit more give where the TPU is. Got a honeycomb construction here on the interior that helps with drop protection. Overall, quite a nice lightweight case, has a nice feel to it. It's very easy to get on your phone. Just put in the one side, clip on your other corners to get it installed. Once on, fit-wise, we have a reasonably good fit on here. A little bit more give than I would like over your buttons and over your port openings in particular. It's not too bad, but you do have to worry whenever there's give in these areas, because if you happen to be having your phone in a sandy environment, for example, you could get some abrasive particles caught in between the case and the phone, and that could lead to scratching over time. Looking at the amount of lip we have on here, the design here is that we have actually very little lip here on the sides, and then you have corners here which jut outwards, which give you more protection in those areas. So basically you end up with having a case that seems to have a very low lip, but you still have lay on the table design because the top and bottom areas are raised, particularly in the corner areas. And having protected corners is really important in terms of drop protection, because for whatever reason, when phones drop, they very often hit on the corners and they can sustain a lot of damage that way. So having beefed up corners is very good in terms of drop protection. I do have an edge-to-edge tempered glass screen protector on my phone right now. This is the OtterBox Amplify Edge-to-Edge. So if I didn't have that on here, you would have more visible lip. However, I will say that this fits really quite nicely with the screen protector. So if you're considering getting the OtterBox Amplify Edge-to-Edge with this case, I think you'll be quite happy with the result. Looking down here at our port openings, these are nicely positioned and nicely sized. I appreciate the fact that we have asymmetrical port openings for this phone that has an asymmetrical port design. Very good there. Should be able to fit plenty of third-party lightning cables in here, no issues there. Of course, this case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. Notice here at the bottom that the corners here are very beefed up. They definitely jut out here, giving you a lot more protection here at the bottom. Going up the sides, we have ridges on here for additional grip. Also, the fact that the corners jut out is going to give you more grip as well. This material, however, is not inherently grippy. It's relatively slick feeling, so it's a good thing you have all of these things to hold on to. Overall, I find that these cases are nice and reasonably grippy because of all the grip lines and the things to hold on to. But the material itself, as I said, again, is not one of those grippy feeling, rubbery feeling materials. That also means that they don't attract lint or anything like that, and that they slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags. Going up here to our buttons, these are oversized and tactile. Great response, absolutely lovely buttons. Very easy to get to your mute switch, no issues there. Looking here at the top, again, really great fit here with the OtterBox Amplify Edge-to-Edge. And then you can see we do have those corners that jut out at the top as well. Going over here to our side button, again, extremely tactile, very responsive, great button. Looking at the back of the case, this is your classic UAG case design. Brand is front and center here. We've got these little screws here. I don't really know what they do, if anything. I think they're just decorative, but they look really pretty cool. And all of this texture here on the back means that you've got a good grippy surface for your fingers. Should be nicely fingerprint and scratch resistant, though the scratch resistance is definitely going to be helped by the fact that we have these skid pads. So basically when you put this on its back, it's going to be lying propped up on the skid pads, and it's going to save the majority of the back of the case from sliding around on a surface, which could give it scratches. So I think that that definitely helps in its scratch resistance. You've got plenty of protection here for your protruding camera. Really excellent job there. And as I mentioned, of course, the case does support wireless charging. Also, this is going to provide military standard drop protection for your device. Mil-spec certification, just in case you didn't know, means that the case has been certified to protect the device in a series of 26 4-foot drops over various angles. So it's a lot of drops. It's not a hugely high height. 4 feet is not terribly high, but when you think about it, that's the height that you typically are going to be dropping your phone from. So overall, I think that this should provide good protection for your iPhone. Removing the Pathfinder from your phone is quite straightforward. Just start up in the one corner and then push it off, push the sides off, and then go down to the bottom corner and do the same. Moving on to the plasma case, this is a very similar case to the Pathfinder we were just looking at. Same size, same price, same level of protectiveness, but it's not quite the same. So we do have a clear polycarbonate on here as opposed to the colored polycarbonate that you have on the Pathfinder case. And also the Pathfinder case is lined with TPU. So I showed you before, we have that little honeycomb pattern here on the interior with the TPU, and then you can also see the polycarbonate, whereas there's more polycarbonate on the plasma because we don't have that TPU lining, because it would mess with all of that pretty clear polycarbonate we have on here. So you do have TPU, but it's going to be around the edges here, on the sides, etc. So a little bit of a difference there in terms of the construction. Also, the plasma case has been certified for use in medical environments, meaning it has withstood going through lots of sterilization, lots of different wipes and different cleaning chemicals and stuff, and those have not affected the integrity of the case. They haven't certified the Pathfinder for that. I don't know why. Maybe it's something about the construction. Maybe they just haven't gotten around to doing it. I don't know. But the plasma does have that certification. So if you work in a medical environment, or if you're just the kind of person who wants to constantly keep their case clean and you like using heavy-duty disinfectants on it, then this may be a good choice for you. Again, super easy to get your phone in. Once on, we have basically an identical fit to the Pathfinder case, meaning it's a good fit overall, but we have more give than I would like over your button areas and your port openings. We don't have much in the way of lip here on the sides, just a little bit. We would have more if I didn't have my Amplify edge-to-edge screen protector on here, however. And then, of course, you've got a lot of lip here at the bottom and on the top, and you have those jutting out corners for protection. Port openings are the same as on the Pathfinder, very nicely positioned and nicely sized. Should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, but of course, the case does support wireless charging, just like the Pathfinders. You might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. We've got our jutting out corners here as you go up the sides, ridges here on the sides as well. This is going to give you a nice secure grip on the phone case, even though the material itself is not naturally grippy. This also means you're going to get less lint and things like that attach onto the phone case, and it's going to make it easier to slide in and out of pockets and handbags. So that's definitely a pro in my book. Going up here to our buttons, again, outstanding, nice tactile oversized buttons, and no issues in getting to your mute switch. Very well designed area there. Looking here at our view from the top, really nice fit here with the OtterBox Amplify edge-to-edge screen protector. And then going over here to the side button, again, excellent. Looking at the back of the case, I love the way the plasma looks on my iPhone 11 Pro in silver. Absolutely lovely. Really puts my beautiful phone on display. So we got some UAG branding here, front and center, just like on the Pathfinder. But other than that, I think that the design is a little bit less complicated looking, really shows more of your phone because, of course, it's clear. We also don't have those little screws on here like you have with the Pathfinder. The little screws here and there and everywhere that you can see on the Pathfinder, you don't see those on your Plasma. Just see a whole lot of foam. This material, because it is a glossy clear polycarbonate, is going to have a tendency to scratch, but I think that's going to be limited because we have these skid pads here in the corner. So when you put the phone case flat on its back, it's going to be held up on these guys, and you're just going to get a lot fewer scratch opportunities with that design. So I think that's definitely going to help. And although this type of material does tend to show fingerprints, I think that there's so much going on here with this design here on the back and the fact you've got these frosted ridges over here, that overall you don't tend to get nearly as many fingerprints as you would expect on this type of material. I find it tends to stay looking really good over time. Then looking here at our camera opening, this provides excellent protection to the protruding camera, and of course the case does support wireless charging as previously mentioned. Looking at the ash color of the Plasma as compared to the clear ice color we were looking at just a second ago, it's going to give you a little bit different look. Again, same fit and all that, this is just a different appearance. This does have a very nice slim fit on the phone. Really quite attractive. And then looking here at the back, you can see that the ash color has changed my silver iPhone 11 Pro into a cool, sleek gray phone. A little bit more understated than the clear ice color we were looking at before, but really a cool look actually. Looks very sophisticated somehow. Moving on to the UAG Monarch case, this is one of UAG's fanciest cases. It features carbon fiber in addition to polycarbonate TPU and metal construction. Overall, really quite a nice case, and this is going to offer you 2x military drop test standard protection. So instead of 26 4-foot drops, this will survive 52 4-foot drops. So I think that this is going to be quite a protective case for your iPhone. It's also backed by a 10-year warranty. Size-wise, it is a bit bigger. If you compare it here with the Pathfinder, you can see we're looking at a little bit thicker case. It's about the same height. It is a little bit wider and a little bit thicker. Putting your phone in the Monarch is pretty much the same as on the Pathfinder and Plasma. Start on the one side, clip on your other corners. Once on, however, we do have a noticeably looser fit than on the Plasma and the Pathfinder, particularly over your button areas and definitely over your port openings. Not really sure why. This is supposed to be UAG's super premium case, so I don't know why we have a looser fit. We also have a difference in the lip situation. We no longer have the high top and bottom corners and then minimal lip here in the middle. Instead, we have a consistent lip all the way around. I guess that really just comes down to preference, the way you want it. We do still have those beefed up corners, however. As you can see, the corners jut out here. Not quite as noticeably, however, as on the Plasma and Pathfinder. So if you were to look at these guys kind of side by side here, there's that or that. You can see like much more of a jutting out thing here in the corners. So your corners are much more noticeable on your Pathfinder and your Plasma as opposed to the Monarch. In terms of the fit with my Amplify edge-to-edge screen protector, however, everything still fits great. And again, there would be more visible lip if I didn't have an edge-to-edge screen protector on my phone. Looking down here at our port openings, everything is fine here as far as our positioning and size. Should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here. Of course, this case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that less than you otherwise would. Going around here to the sides, we do have those oversized corners. And then we have ridges here. Now this material overall is a bit grippier than the material on the Plasma or the Pathfinder. So I would say overall this case is a bit grippier than the other two. Has a nice feel in the hand. Our buttons, again, outstanding, oversized buttons, very tactile. And then, of course, there's no issues in getting to the mute switch. You have really quite a nice wide area there. Looking from the top, you can see we have that consistent lip going around the sides. So it has definitely a bit of a different look as compared to the other two. And then, again, excellent side button on here and lots of grip lines. Looking at the back of the case, this is very much where the specialness of the Monarch is on display. Love the look of this carbon fiber. We've got these inset panels on here. They look really great. On the other versions of the Monarch, these are leather panels, but I really like the look here of the carbon fiber. Got a tiny bit of restrained UAG branding down here at the bottom, almost not even noticeable. And then we have these nice little screws here. Definitely give a pretty look to the back of the case. In terms of fingerprints and scratching, should be in pretty good shape here with that because we do have these skid pads. Those are going to raise the back of the phone very slightly above a flat surface so that you are going to have less scratch opportunities. And I think that fingerprints are not going to show up too badly on this type of material. Your carbon fiber is also going to be nicely protected in those little panel areas. We got lots of protection here for your protruding camera. That is all excellent. And overall, this is a case that's got a very nice feel in the hand, nice amount of grip. This case provides 2 times your military drop test standard protection, so it should protect up to 52 4-foot drops as opposed to 26. And UAG does stand behind this case with a 10-year warranty. So overall, I think that this is really quite a nicely protective case for your phone. So overall, I think that there's a lot to love in all 3 UAG case models we looked at today. The UAG Pathfinder and Plasma are going to provide good basic protection for your iPhone, and you can double up on that protection if you decide to go with your Monarch case. If you're going to be using your case in medical environments or just really like cleaning it a whole lot, then perhaps the Plasma is going to be a better choice because that's certified for use in medical environments. But overall, all 3 of them are going to be really good protective choices for your iPhone. So it just depends upon what your case needs are. Again, we've been looking at the UAG Pathfinder, Plasma, and Monarch cases for iPhone 11 Pro. These cases are available directly from UAG as well as from many other retailers. The Pathfinder retails for $39.95 and comes in the black color shown here, as well as Slate, Olive, Drab, and White. The Plasma also has an MSRP of $39.95 and comes in the ice and ash colors featured in this review, as well as Cobalt and Magma. Finally, the Monarch has a considerable price bump to $59.95, and it's available in the carbon fiber featured in this review, as well as black and crimson. Many thanks to the kind folks at UAG for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions about these cases, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And please do consider subscribing to my channel because I have a lot more tech accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer with the UAG Pathfinder, Plasma, and Monarch for iPhone 11 Pro. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.